Yo, it's your boy Luap coming back at it again with another video. In this video, I will recap and review Pokemon Journeys episode 117 versus Cynthia, Iris's Road to Dragon Master, as well as give my predictions for episode 118, Ash Goes Into Battle versus Steven. If you guys enjoy episode reviews as well as recaps each and every week, then I highly suggest you hit the like button and subscribe, as it truly helps support the channel. We're so close to 9,000 subs, just less than 100 away, so it'd be super sick if we got there by next week's episode review. But with all that being said, let's begin by recapping the events of episode 117. The episode begins with the narrator giving us a short summary of Lance vs Diantha, and we instantly move on to the battle between Iris and Cynthia. Iris sends out her beloved starter Excadrill, while Cynthia brings in her cute Slug. In the stands, Hop continues to be amazed by the fact that Ash has close relations with both Iris and Cynthia. Meanwhile, Team Rocket continues the vlog of their Masters Tournament, but the Rotom phone isn't really in the mood for that. But at least they recognize the then in twerp, Iris is now the champion of the region. The rest of the Masters 8 except Lance are also seen watching the battle backstage, and the battle soon begins. Cynthia makes the first move and commands Gastrodon to use Rain Dance, as Iris immediately goes on the offensive with Excadrill's Metal Claw. Iris and Cynthia then have a chit chat in the middle of the battle, and it was nice of them to give us a flashback of their first battle in Black and White, back when Haxorus was still an Axew. Afterwards we're catered with fun cameos of Drayden, Bianca, Georgia, Steven, Trip, and former champion Alder, all watching their champion battle it out in the Masters 8. Gastrodon unleashes a Muddy Water as Excadrill prepares it for a Focus Blast. Of course, Muddy Water eats up the Focus Blast, and Excadrill is left covered in mud. Cynthia makes a speech as we see Volkner, Flint, Paul, and Reggie all watching this battle as well. Gastrodon proceeds to use Acid Armor, sharply increasing its defense, and Excadrill again goes for the offensive with Drill Run. Gastrodon seems unfazed because of the defense boost. Gastrodon once again fires Muddy Water, but Excadrill is unable to avoid it. He tries to hold his ground, but seeing how Excadrill is about to lose the fight, Iris goes all in and commands the one-hit KO move Horn Drill, which connects and defeats Gastrodon. Iris and Excadrill are celebrating on the battlefield as they got the first win, but Cynthia's just getting started. She sends out her majestic Milotic, it easily dodges Excadrill's Drill Run and finishes it off with a Hydro Pump. Iris now sends in her own Dragonite, who clearly wants to prove something after that humiliating loss against Dracovish. Dragonite manages to land multiple Thunder Punches to Milotic, but Milotic has encountered the dragons in the form of Disarming Voice. Dragonite is severely hurt, and Cynthia uses the opportunity to instruct Milotic to wrap its body around Dragonite. One final Iron Head, and Dragonite continues to flop. With that, Iris is down to her last Pokemon, her ace, Haxorus. Milotic tries to use another Disarming Voice, but Haxorus easily deflects it with Psycho Cut. Milotic attacks with another Hydro Pump, but Breaking Swipe just cancels it and lands a direct hit on Milotic. Cynthia is also down to her last Pokemon as she finally sends out her dreaded Garchomp. Cynthia makes the first move and commands Garchomp to discharge a Draco Meteor, but Haxorus defends himself with Outrage and clashes onto Garchomp. Confusion hits Haxorus, but of course they have a way of dealing with this, as Haxorus smashes his head to break out of Confusion. Even Leon was impressed with this trick. Iris' strength has led Cynthia to whip out her Lipstick, which shelters her Mega Stone. She Mega Evolves her Garchomp in the coolest manner ever, and then the two dragons clash multiple times with her Dragon Claw and Psycho Cut. Haxorus lands a point-blank Dragon Pulse at this point, and Iris communicates with Haxorus using her powers, which makes Cynthia nervous and then tells Garchomp to use Draco Meteor. Haxorus counters a Dragon Pulse, and we get this amazing display of Draconic Meteors flying around everywhere in the battlefield. In the end, it is Haxorus that goes down, handing Cynthia the victory. Iris goes on to comfort Haxorus, and Cynthia congratulates her on a hard-fought battle. Ash sends up in preparation for his battle and meets with Iris backstage. Iris couldn't help but cry because of how her battle went with Cynthia, but she eventually stops crying and invites Go to watch Ash's battle with her in the stands. Ash is now walking into the battlefield boasting with 3 mechanics, ready to defeat the Hoenn champion that is Steven Stone. And now it's time for my ratings and reviews. The third battle of the Masters 8 comes to our screens, and just like the others, it did not disappoint, although look at this trend. They alternate between the first and second trainer winning, and it'll go that way all the way into the finals. I found it interesting that in this episode Lance did not appear, yet Alon, who got knocked out earlier than him, did. Maybe Lance had to leave on official Pokemon G-Men business. The cameos in this episode were overall good, but I didn't like how they packed 5 of Black and White characters in one place. Alder and Trip could have easily been together, and the others at a Cubsplosion or something like that. I was surprised that Iris scored the first knockout of this battle, and even more surprised by the fact that Milotic knocked out 2 of Iris' Pokemon. Her poor Dragonite is such a jobber despite being so strong in the Black and White series. The OST that plays when Garchomp comes out of her Pokeball was also great, but in general the OST in this episode was honestly banging. The battle did look like it had a close call at the end, but honestly to me that Garchomp did not look like it was that tired. And despite it being a stand-up, Garchomp was never going to go down. It did that on a -2 special attack Draco Meteor too. And finally, the episode ended with the battle between Ash and Steven about to take place, and the way that Ash silently stands up and just walks into the stadium was really cool. Ash killed the scene, and it honestly made me feel like he's ready to mess Steven up. On top of this, we also got top tier character interaction between Ash, Iris, and Go as well. I'll be giving this episode a 9 out of 10. Besides some obvious flaws in the battle, the episode was really well paced. The flashback scenes were cool, the art style was great, and the OST was really good. I honestly think that this episode helped me redeem Iris' character, and for that alone it does wonders for me. This was a solid standalone episode, and now for Ash and Steven's battle, but with that, let's take a look at the preview trailer for episode 118 and make our predictions. We see that this battle looks like it's going to begin between Credillia and Gengar. It then kind of looks like Gengar is battling Aggron, so I guess Ash will take the first knockout and knock Credillia down. I can see Aggron knocking out Gengar when he's diving at him with Head Smash, and Gengar goes for Will-O-Wisp but misses. I'm sure we're going to get a funny scene of Gengar doing a funny dance before being knocked out, and Ash can learn that Will-O-Wisp is not very consistent. Then Dracovish comes in for Ash and knocks out his first non-dragon type Pokemon, albeit still Draconic. And then Metagross beats Dracovish while still in its base form before Pikachu comes in and wins it with the Z-move. I think I'm going to love this episode regardless since Steven's going to be here. I hope that Pokemon ends the Masters 8 first round with a banger of a battle. My predictions for cameos are Max and May, and I think that they're almost for sure going to be here. I'd be surprised Pikachu face if they didn't. My hope is for Harrison to be here with Tyson and Morrison as they watch the battle from the Hoenn region. I mean, Hoenn didn't have any major rivals except for Nikolai of course, so it'd be cool if they did appear. I honestly can't think of anybody else to be on Steven's cameo list since I thought it was going to be Sawyer, but he already appeared for Alon. So yeah, that was my review for Pokemon Journeys episode 117 as well as my predictions for episode 118. If you guys enjoyed it, I highly urge you to hit the like button and subscribe. I make episode reviews every week just a few hours after the episode airs, so if you enjoy these reviews right after the episode, you know where to come. Today's comment of the day is, who do you think would win between Lance and Iris? They both reappeared in the series just to go 0-2. My hope is that Lance would win, but I do think that Iris would put up a strong fight. Again, if you made it this far into the video, I truly appreciate you, and as always, it's been your boy Luap, and I'm out. Peace.
Ugh!